Yo, what's up, my people? It's Double A Talks on the road. I'm here with Junior Porter, aka the mayor of New York, not just the Bronx, the mayor of the whole state, aka Junior Abdullah, and the owner and CEO of Godiya. What's up, Cuzzo?
What's up, cuz? Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. Last time we did an interview, you came over to the studio, so I was like, you know what, I gotta pull up to your turf, you know what I'm saying, and see what's going on.
My cousin got me in doing a podcast. I'm looking crazy, but I'm happy to be here. Just finished a long day of work, and I appreciate you for having me on here a second time. I've seen the great work that you've been doing. I'm motivated, I'm excited, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
I mean. So, for starters, cuz we kind of delved into it last time we did an interview, but I want you to get the people reacquainted with Godiya. You see the brand right here, and what Godiya entails.
So Godiya, the simple meaning of it means to be thankful. To be thankful is about gratitude. Gratitude for the opportunities that you get. Gratitude for maybe even just waking up in the morning. It's simply about being thankful. Because when I look at how I operate out of life, even the smallest act of kindness, I'm thankful for. So that's why I chose the name Godiya. Because it's about constantly being thankful for where you're at, no matter where you're at. And constantly just being appreciative. And I wanted my brand to represent that. A lot of things that we do is centered towards thankfulness and giving back to our community. One of the ways in which we do that is by putting stories on the back of our packaging. Right now, the first couple of stories that we put were historic leaders from the past, current and present leaders and leaders in the past who have done great things, people who I personally admire, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people in the diaspora admire them as well. So we started off with Kwame Nkrumah, Tachani, Ibrahim Traore. These are some of the names that we are promoting so that people can know their history, know where they're from, know who they are. And we are reclaiming our own stories. We're going to tell our own narrative.
That's right. And one thing I like also is that it's basically, the youth or, the diaspora from this generation, they're able to, like you said, you're able to have stories from the past. So now they can even delve more and do more research. So what made you come up with the concept of, adding the stories?
So I love storytelling. And then I also love sales. Sales is something that I've been doing for about, I'll say 10 years now. So it's combining what I know how to do with what I love to do. As kids, I'll quickly tell you guys a story. I'll stop you guys and be like, did you know this? Did you know about that? Giving facts, giving history is something that I've always loved. I've always loved history, especially African history. I love to know how we got to where we are and how do we get to where we need to go. So storytelling is a way of backtracking. There's a saying, there's an old African proverb. If you don't know where you're from, you're not gonna know where you're going. So you need to backtrack, trace your heritage, be proud of those who came before you, all the adversity that they faced, and take that knowledge and use it to boost your presence in the future.
Right. That's the most important, to just, no matter what you do, just elevate in whatever capacity or regard. So now now we spoke about now the business aspect of things. To people who are not privy about import, and export, how would you kind of give a beginner's guide to how that business works?
Okay, so that's a great question. So with importing, that's a whole different ball game. Right now we have a product creation. We're creating our own product line, and we started with this puff mix. But with the importing, this is a quick overview of how it works. You find suppliers overseas, and at the level that I'm currently doing it at, I sourced supplies overseas, and I'm doing it at the 40 to 20 foot container mark. A 40 foot holds about 28,600 pounds worth of merchandise. A 40 foot holds double that. So this is huge volume that we're talking about. So you source these vendors. The more you buy in bulk, the cheaper the price becomes. To start with these TUs, I suggest people start with smaller quantities, but you have to find your customer way before you go find the product.
And that was going to be the next question.
Yeah, so you find your customer, your ideal customer. You look at what they're already selling and see if you can fulfill that need. There's always price gaps in the market.
Yes.
So if you're able to match what another wholesaler or distributor is selling, and you are personable, and selling is about personality.
Yes.
You know,
I agree.
At the end of the day, if you have good personality, good charisma, you'll be a great salesman in anything that you do. It doesn't matter what product you decide to bring in. It could be electronics, it could be food. I happen to focus on food and cosmetics, but I found food and cosmetics very profitable. And then I've also understood that if I go to certain suppliers, I build relationships with them over the years, that the longer that I continue on this trajectory, the bigger the business will be. So one person that I really look up to is Dangote. I love what he's done with cement. I even love what he's done with his oil refinery.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe is he the richest on the continent of Africa?
Yes, he's the richest on the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
I think he's the richest black man, period. But for sure, I know that he's the richest on the continent. I've been following his moves. Very, very astute. He's a magnet. Like Dangote is one of the illest businessmen you ever meet in your life. I take him as my rival, even though there's a lot. It's really early. You know, he had a couple of years. He got it. Well, not a couple of years. Yes.
But you got time to, you know what I'm saying, acclimate yourself and.
But I aspire to be like him,
Yeah.
or even greater.
Yes.
You know, the only thing is that I want to use my resources to basically better the lives of Africans around the world, no matter where we are, to help save face, to make sure that we're good. You know?
And that's very essential because, you know, we have a large diaspora. You know, we're here in the Bronx, and we have approximately about 50,000 Ghanaians that live in the Bronx itself. You know, and so many other, you know, pockets and enclaves of, you know, people from the African diaspora. So, what do you, when it comes to the food and the products, what makes you know, like, okay, this is something I really gotta focus on, or this is something I gotta push more opposed to another product? How does that?
Okay. So I won't sell what I wouldn't consume myself. So I start there. I sell products that I believe in. Let's say it's a soda that I'm drinking. I'm like, I think people in the US will like it. Yes, I will pull the trigger on that product. These products, a lot of you who have followed me on Instagram or followed the business page Godiya Co. have seen that I've tested these products time and time again before putting it out there, because I want to make sure that I'm in love with the product first, and then I want to make sure that my consumers are in love with the product. So I try to make sure that the product it has the right fit. And how do I do that? By trying the product myself, giving it to people such as yourself. Hey, go try it. Tell me what you think. I'm always open to feedback. I'm always open to constructive criticism. So I want to put something out there that's meaningful and that's impactful in my own way.
And that's important. That's very important, you know, to you know, at least, like you said, you wouldn't sell something that you don't consume.
No.
So that builds the connection with your customer base. And now that leads me to this next question. You know, business, it's a volatile field, you know. So what are some of the pros and some of the cons that you would say you face on the day-to-day of, you know, running a business operation?
A business to this magnitude, you're gonna go through a lot of pressure. You have to be able to deal with pressure as it comes, and you have to be able to deal with it with a smile. You can't fold under pressure because there's a lot of things that are being thrown at you at once that can trip you up and make you feel as if the world is falling down on you, but you just have to look up, smile, and just keep going, because if you keep going, the sky's your limit. I believe that people do fold, and we've seen a lot of people come and go in this business, but we're still here. So it's about really controlling your mood, regulating your emotions at any given time. Um, you will lose a lot more times than you win, but when you win, you can win big.
Yes.
And that's what we're after. Like anything in this particular business, you have to look at it from a 10-year point of view, 15-year, 20-year point of view. If you're looking at it from year one or year two, I don't think this will be the right business for you, because this business is about long-term longevity,
Yeah.
you know, and it's about, it's just about the long run.
Yes. So, how do you now bridge the cultural gap? You know, like I said, we're here in the Bronx. It's a big, a lot of different ethnicities. What are ways you try to introduce people to the food or to the culture or anything along those lines? How do you break the ice?
Yeah, that's a great question. I vow to end the diaspora wars. All the diaspora wars.
It don't make no sense.
We're gonna bring it to an end. With my brand, what I'm going to do is basically highlight how similar we are. I'm going to use food as a means of connecting cultures. This has been done for centuries. I'm not the first to do this. But if I have to be the one to bring it back up so that we can kind of come together as a community, not kind of, so that we can come together as a community, so we can grow together as a community through shared dishes, shared cultures, that's what I'm going to do. You've seen I think it's called Hogs and Grits, if I'm not mistaken. Don't kill me if I butchered that title. It's on YouTube. And it was basically elaborating on how food connects us all. And I'm going to build on what that documentary started. And I'm going to show you guys. If you're African, Caribbean, African American, we are all united. Even the Arab world, we're united.
Yes.
Funny enough, when I was in Saudi Arabia this past Umrah, we were staying at the Marriott Hotel, and I saw them frying this puff puff, and I was like, wow, I guess this dish connects us all, you know? So I'm going to show you guys that we're united, that we're one people.
Right.
Division is not needed.
It's not
Division
needed.
is not needed.
It's not needed. There's so much, similarities and so many things we can learn from each other that, I feel like you said, food is the entry point. Because, whenever you have some food or anything of that nature, a lot of people are curious. People are like, let me try this out. Let me see how this, is. So that's something that I feel like is really imperative. And I feel like you're really, you're a driving force in that regard, especially within our contemporaries, And being that, like I said, I remember, and this was 2023, we were in Ghana, and I remember when you had posted up the Godiya sign up on the screen. It was like
on the Jumbotron.
On the Jumbotron, and from that moment, I knew that this is something that it's not just gonna be domestic; it's gonna be global. Already to put the logo out there and have it seen is like, letting people know like it's official. We here. So, how do you feel in the next 5 to 10 years? What steps will you take to, grow Godiya as a brand and even as a franchise, if that's in the cards?
So we're building the foundation right now. We have a long journey ahead of us. We have a strong team that's helping push this vision. When it comes to like the foundation and the marketing of Godiya, we're doing everything in our power to grow slowly but surely. We don't have no outside funding, so we're bootstrapping this project. And I believe that in the next 5 to 10 years, Godiya is not only going to make a difference as a company that is a profitable company, but it's going to make an impact on the world in terms of helping people understand who they are and boosting their confidence, their identity, and boosting morality between our people and our cultures. How we treat each other is everything.
It is.
And I think that we have to go back to the basics. And if the way I do that is by promoting stories on my packaging, then that's exactly what I'll do. And stories are coming soon. Cartoons are coming soon. Movies are coming soon.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
Definitely.
Because our stories will be told, and you will know who you are by the time we're done.
And who's better at telling the story than us? You know what I'm saying? We lived it, we experienced it. You know, us as first generations. You know, I know we have just like a huge amount of stories. So you know, it's just like you said, finding a way to just bridge the gap and bring the diaspora together. I feel like that's just very imperative.
So here's what I'll say. As first generation, we are the bridge. Every kid that their parents migrated from a different country to come here, we are the bridge that connects our kinfolk here to wherever place we're from, be that Ghana, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic. We do not have to repeat and regurgitate the things that our parents have told us. We all came here, we went to school with each other, we understand each other's cultures, we like each other's cultures, we went over each other's houses.
Right.
We're all friends, we're all family. Let's stop repeating the mistakes that our parents repeated. Let's stop these biases. Let's try to understand each other, because there's room for growth when we come together and put our minds together. The reason that makes America so great is that it's a melting pot.
The diversity.
It's the diversity.
Yeah.
So they've also blessed us with that diversity. The fact that we're all growing up here and are able to interact with each other here, specifically New York. New York is a huge melting pot.
Yes.
If we start this type of mindset here in New York, it will spread throughout the country. So let's come together. Let's focus on our common goals more than our differences, because our common goals are what matters most.
Matters most. So you know, we have the puff out here.
Yeah.
I want you to kind of, you know, because the people, they're gonna try it, y'all gonna try it, but let people know the different flavors we got here.
Oh yes, so we have banana, we have strawberry, we have original. It's funny, as a businessman, your phone will always be going.
Yeah.
So we have strawberry, we have banana, we have coconut, we have these two are the same flavor. This one is going to come around periodically. This is when we have someone special. So I'm not only putting celebrities and famous historic people on these packaging. I'm going to put day-to-day people who have an amazing story to share, who can inspire each and every one of us with their stories. A lot of our parents, a lot of people that we know, cousins, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, have amazing stories that are never told. So I want to highlight everyone's story. Hopefully any one of you guys could be on the back of this packaging. You know, a lot of people don't even know who this is. This is the great Zeke of Africa. His name is Nyambe Ezekwe. He did a lot in the liberation of the continent. He was very educated. He went to Lincoln University. He also obtained his doctorates as well. He was a very important factor into freeing the continent. He was also a mentor to one of my heroes, Kwame Nkrumah, who also attended Lincoln University. So this is history that we all should know. And this is history that I will continue to share, because their legacy lives on. The fight continues.
Yes, the fight definitely continues. And, you know, like I said earlier, with these stories, that just, you know, it creates a level of curiosity, you know, to somebody who, like, somebody who would just be picking up the package and purchasing and looking at the story, you know, of, let's say, Ibrahim Traore or
I got him right there.
Oh, you got him right here?
So,
yeah. Here we go.
Here we go. So, excuse the dust.
Yeah.
So, me and Adam, we love this guy.
This is
our guy right here. Ibrahim Traore is a hero. And why is he a hero? Is because he's putting his people first. And you know how incredibly hard that is to do? You know? self-sacrifice for the greater good of your whole people. I don't want to enjoy if only I'm going to enjoy. I only want to enjoy if we all can enjoy.
I mean,
I cannot sacrifice my people for the pleasure of myself and just my family. That's redundant. Because one day it's for me, the next day it's gonna be for someone else. No. All my people must enjoy. Everyone. All the Africans, everybody that's black. We all deserve a good life. We deserve to have dignity. We deserve to have power. We deserve to be heard. We deserve to be able to look after our families with dignity. You know, we have to respect each other. We have to love one another. We have to grow together. We have to do more things to elevate our youth, our kids, the men, the women. We need to make sure that they're on the right track. We need to go back to the roots. Go back to bringing the community together. This is not a joke. We need to make this happen.
It takes a village. You know, I'm very keen on that phrase, because I feel like there's things you can learn from your immediate family. There's things you can learn from, you know, relatives and things of that nature. So I just love that whole, and that's one thing about African culture. We're very big on community. We're very big on family. So I feel like this is just another way to extend the culture, you know, to the masses, and just, you know, at the end of the day, bring it all together.
To be honest, our people are more than enough. I've sold to our people for years, and I believe that we underestimate our numbers, we underestimate our capabilities. I'm open to doing businesses with all cultures. I really do businesses with all cultures. I deal with Koreans, Asians from all over, just people throughout the world. I'm not biased in who I do business with. As long as you do good business, I'm willing to do business with you. But I have a complete and specific focus on Africa, the 54 countries, and the islands. The message that Marcus Garvey had, the message that Bob Marley had, the message that Khalid Muhammad had, the message that Muhammad Ali had, the message that Malcolm X had, the message that Martin Luther King had, the message that Nelson Mandela had, the message that all of these leaders had is that we should come together.
Yes, indeed.
Look, there's power in numbers. We need to come together. We need each other. Because no matter how strong I am as an individual, numbers will always outweigh the individual. So, please, let's come together.
Let's come together. You know, unity is key. Once again, AA Talks here with Junior Abdullah. We about to head downstairs, you know, because we're gonna continue chopping it up, you know.
Okay, cool.
See a couple more of, you know, what you have on, you know, what products you have, and then, yeah, man, let's do it.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yo, what's up, my people? It's AA Talks, and we still here at Godiya Co. headquarters with the Cuzzo.
Yeah.
Why keep the mayor, right?
Yeah, I'm just a regular person trying to make
You just a
things
chill guy.
shake, man. I'm from the Bronx, born and raised. I grew up here. This is my beginnings. I went to DeWitt Clan High School. Shout out to the governors. I went to Stony Brook University. Shout out to the Seawolves. I'm just here trying to make stuff shake.
Yes, sir. So now, just to kind of give people a visual, we see we got some products here. I'm just busting this down right here. If y'all can see this right here, this is fire.
I'm one of the main distributors of this product. I import this by the container. I can sell a container in 2 days. That was my fastest time for selling a container was a day. So I cleared the whole container in 1 day. But that was at the peak of this game. And although we're going through a lot of challenges because of the tariffs, we're still making things happen. If you look at this product right here, this is my Stockfish Bits right here. It's one of my best products. They love it. This product is so hard to make. I don't get it in abundance, but it's one of my top sellers. This product is already gone. Like the fact that it came in is on its way out. So funny enough, in this container, 1,500 cases came.
Just imagine the volume.
1,500 cases came in the container. As you can see, this is what's left. So it's now up to 300 cases remaining from that container. I know you guys, y'all love y'all Quaker Oats.
Yes,
man.
yes, we love it.
So Quaker Oats, healthy. It's important to stay tuned to stay healthy. So funny enough, I don't like the American Quaker Oats. I grew up on this Quaker Oats. I don't like that big Quaker Oats. Whenever I buy the American Quaker Oats, I gotta blend it so it's smaller and it's more digestible.
It's more fine.
It's more refined. I just like this Quaker Oats much better. I put it in my smoothies as well. It's really good.
And these is from UK, right?
It's from the UK. So this is the products that I imported from the UK. So thank you for pointing that out. So I've also did a container from the UK that just recently came. As you can see, all that product is gone. It's sold. Customers came and ate that up. But this is from the B2B side to my business. And if you don't know what B2B is, it's business to business. I sell to businesses, but now I'm coming directly to you guys, the consumers. So yeah.
Oh, the Cerelac. Can't forget the Cerelac. We grew up
with the Cerelac. Nah, Cerelac still bust.
Still busting.
Yeah, so the Cerelac, that's for the kids, you know, but some of us adults are still eating it. Yeah. This is also coming from the UK. This is a top seller. I love Cerelac. Cerelac is always going to do what it do. Can't go wrong with the Cerelac. So over here, we spent like almost a week and some change clearing out the back of this space. This is where this is gonna be the main warehouse space. All these lights are gonna be changed. And I'm gonna be dropping the renderings soon so you can see the vision for the Godiya building. But pretty much we're renovating this space to make it nice, safe, clean, and just an overall good work environment. I've been working in warehouses for over 10 years, so I kind of know what type of warehouse I would like to have. I'm very into like cleanliness and aesthetics. I love the aesthetics.
Important.
It's very important. I like when people walk into a space and they're like, wow, like, oh my God. And, you know, I love to smell good. If you know me, I have a crazy cologne collection. So I need to make sure that my place is smelling like Baccarat.
Yes. That
Baccarat. So this place used to be owned by a Puerto Rican guy.
Okay.
He used to cut marble. So this machine.
Okay, so this is what he would do.
Yeah, this machine is used to cut marble. He used to cut marble with water. They had a crazy way of doing it and stuff like that. So he ended up leaving this machine here. I'm trying to decide if I want to sell it or if it's just utilize it or if it's just garbage. But the guy believed in me. I was young when I approached him and I told him I wanted this place, but he gave me a chance, you know, and I proved to him that my word is my bond, you know.
Right.
So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been building. It's been an uphill battle. I faced a lot of challenges. It's not been easy. That's why I've been more grounded and more focused.
That's part of the journey.
Yo, never care about having to take a step back. Sometimes that's what the game calls for. Sometimes you gotta tone it down, slow it down. You gotta just chill. You can't make all the moves that you was making, and that's fine. Because if you're playing the long game, you're gonna be good. You know, maybe I may not be able to ball out right now, or go buy the car that I want to buy right now, or even have the crib that I want right now. But one day, inshallah,
and that's the thing.
It's
You
gonna
said
happen.
playing the long game. You know,
It's gonna happen.
A lot of
One
people
day.
think about just, you know, the here and now, but you're thinking more of the future. You're thinking of the next generation. You're thinking of how to uplift not just yourself but the community. So, what line of advice would you give to a young entrepreneur?
For any entrepreneur, think about your business as your child, and then also think about it like this. There's a lot of things that I can improve on in my business And instead of thinking about things I don't have, I think about the things that I can improve on. The things that will make my customers' lives better, if I make my customers' lives better, I make my lives better inevitably. Yeah. And then also,
hand in hand.
It's hand in hand. And this is what I tell young entrepreneurs. You put together a good business. Yes, I have not bought my personal house yet, right? But if I put together a good business that takes care of me and that takes care of my customers, I will be able to buy 10 houses.
Inshallah.
You know what I mean? Inshallah. So, yes, do I want a home? Yes. Is that an American dream? Yes. But if I put together a good business, that good business will buy me the house that I'm looking for. So always think of things in that term. Don't think about, okay, I like to get fly just as much as the next person. I like to look good. I like to drive nice whips, although I haven't purchased my first nice whip yet. Funny story, just a quick sidebar.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, we watched the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. Oh, man, yo, let me just give it to you how high it's going to be. This is the scene. Let me set the scene. I told you I like telling stories, right? Yo, as soon as I make the money that I have, the number that I have in my head, I'm going to the dealership.
Yes.
With the bag of money.
With the bag.
I'm going to throw it at the dealer. I'm going to get the keys to the car. And I'm going to tell him, you fill out the paperwork. I'm out of here.
And that's that. And you know, everybody has a motivating factor. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling
For you, what's the motivating factor? You know?
I love my community. I love my people. If I was to die and come back, I want to be black again. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be any other color. I was raised, right? My father, very hardworking man. Yes. My mother, a very hardworking woman. I was blessed to be born in a family of entrepreneurs. It was 12 of us still, right? 12 biological kids, but my dad had other kids, which are also my siblings. And altogether it was about 15 to 16 of us that were raised in two different houses, but we all grew up together, right? We would all spend weekends over each house. Mm-hmm. And that type of bond and that type of family and that type of upsetting, we never lacked. We always had a roof over our head. We always had the necessities. Yes. So I'm very thankful for our upbringing. No matter what challenges we face, we had it good. And we thank God. You understand? We're blessed. As long as you have food on the table and a roof over your head, you don't know how blessed you are. You're blessed. Even if you didn't have all the things you wanted, you were blessed. And it took me to become an adult to realize that even some of the challenges that we face may not have been that bad. You know, everyone has a sad story. Right. So let's keep working hard.
It's just about perseverance. While we here, we were just talking about vehicles. I want people to see, you know, I want people to see the Godiya, man. Pretty soon it's gonna be a fleet. Inshallah. You know, cuz I really enjoyed stopping by. Like I said, you know, I pulled up to your turf. You know what I'm saying? Your side of town. Yeah. Before we head out, right? I want you to let the people know about, you know, other endeavors that you are involved in, or other, you know.
So I have another company. And I have partners in that company, MLT, Moments Like This. Yes. So that's another company that we brought together to bring the community together, specifically uptown to the Bronx. Being a Bronx native, my love for bringing people together stemmed from our high school parties. The Wick Clan, we used to have the craziest parties. People who graduated 3-4 years will be coming to our parties, coming back to our parties.
That's how you know it's lit.
So the Clinton parties was historic. Unfortunately, after my freshman year of high school, the parties were canceled because of like the gang violence and everything like that. So they took away that privilege. But it always dawned on me that was a good time, and I always wanted to bring that back. I found two good partners, Kodo Danso, Izuchuku, and outside of my partners, the whole team, Mariam, Izzy, I already said Izzy, but Mariam, Leah, Eb, Donnie, Dule, Sosa, Kusi, pretty much everyone on the team, Yaya, everyone that helped make MSC what it is, Gabe. We appreciate y'all, and thank you guys for just being here and helping us grow this. MLT is about the community. We have a event with big brothers, big sisters called It Takes a Village. We curated that experience to make sure that we have mentorship here in the Bronx, giving back to the kids in the community, and making sure that they have people to connect to, young professionals that are from the same background as them. So that's the beauty in that. And
so yo, cuz once again, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? We're looking forward to more, creating more content, and inshallah, this is gonna blossom. Inshallah, it's gonna grow. Once again, AA Talks.
AA Talks, man.
Junior Porter, you know what I'm saying? We out here, we in Hunts Point. We in the Bronx, big Bronx energy. We out. Peace.
Peace. I hope it came out good.